Right. Good morning, everyone. It is 9 o'clock. I would like to call to order the Barrier Islands Government Council for April 24th. Let's please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll start off with our introductions. My name is David Will, and I am the mayor of Redington Beach, and we'll go to my left and then around the room.
I'm Jim Rostek. I'm Jim Rostek. I'm the mayor of Madeira Beach. I am the treasurer of the Big C.
I'm John Doctor, Vice Mayor, Treasure Island.
Megan.
Megan Powers, City of Madeira Beach, Assistant to the City Manager.
Hi, Jack Prater, reporter with the Tampa Bay Times. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Adriana Neves. I'm the town clerk for the town of Redington Beach.
Good morning. Dawn Peters, Pinellas County School Board and Redington Beach resident.
John Fansteel, Indian Rocks Beach.
Janet Wilson, Vice Mayor, Indian Rocks Beach. Christy Herrig, resident, Redington Shores.
Larry Shear, Fire Commissioner, Pinellas Suncoast Fire and Rescue District.
Good morning, Gina Johnson, Waterfront Realty.
Good morning, Tim Johnson, Waterfront Realty and Tampa Bay Beach's Chamber Board of Directors.
I'm Molly. I'm just a resident.
Colin, or Trash Colin, I am a beach advocate and local resident here in North Redington Beach.
Christopher Hollins, citizen, Paso Grove.
I'm Megan Blanchard, Coastal Ecologist with Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council.
Hi, I'm Mike Howard, Town Council member with Indian Shores.
Good morning, Jessica Morrow, aide to Commissioner Kathleen Peters, BCC.
Good morning, Audette Bruce, aide to Representative Bernie Jacques.
Good morning, Sam Jenkins, SPC's Institute for Strategic Policy Solutions.
Good morning. Welcome to Madeira Beach. Robin Gomez, City Manager.
Bill Queen, Mayor of North Redington Beach.
I'm Denise Hausberg, but apparently now I will answer
Mike?
to
Denise, hit your button.
Oh.
There you go.
Center. There you go.
That's it. I'm Denise Hausberg, the new mayor at Indian Rocks Beach, but apparently I will answer to Diane Hausberg.
We'll just put D on there.
Good morning. I'm Diane Shear, Mayor of Indian Shores.
Good morning, Rich Lorenzen, the Vice Mayor of St. Pete Beach.
Good morning, Dave Gaddis, Mayor of Bel Air Beach.
All right. Moving on to, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, agenda's approved. And do we have an approval of the minutes?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. Moving on to the treasurer's report. Jim?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Our opening balance as of March 2024 is $748.01. The only disbursement was to Digital Out Eel. Check number 1049 was for $85. Our current balance is $663.01. And our balance is getting a little low. The last time the Big C has come to any of the cities and asked for a little reimbursement into our fund was over 2 years ago. And what we're asking for now is if every one of our representative cities here would go ahead and send us each $100 if that's not too much of you to ask. And if possible, within the next month or so.
Jim, do that in the form of a motion.
Oh, okay, we'll do that in the form of a motion then. Requesting that all of the Barrier Island Council representative cities send the Big C a check in the amount of $100.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right.
Then Jim, you can work on that email and send that out to all the cities, please?
I will, with who to send it to, et cetera, here at City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, then we'll move down to new business. Consideration of the nominating committee recommendations for the Big C officers. Bill?
Nominating committee met and decided to select Dave Gaddis as the vice president of the Big C for the next term.
Excellent. And Dave has accepted? Yes, I have. Congratulations, Dave. Thank you. All right, welcome aboard. Now the oath of office for our new officers. Our town clerk, Adriana, will do the oath of office. Jim, were you sworn in at the last?
I was not.
Okay, well then,
I was indisposed.
all three of us are going to go up front. Right. We'll go out front, Adriana. Wait, gentlemen, want me to go first? Okay.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, David Will,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
discharge the duties
which I am about to enter,
which I am about to enter,
and that I further affirm
and that I further affirm
that I will serve the Barrier Islands Governmental Council
that I will serve the Barrier Islands Governmental Council
as president
as president
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and will strive to further its goals.
and will strive to further its goals.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I state your name,
I, Dave Gaddis,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasions,
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
which I am about to enter,
which I am about to enter,
and that I further affirm
and that I further affirm
that I will serve the Barrier Islands Governmental
that
Council
I will further serve the Barrier Islands Government Council
as Vice President
as Vice President
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
and will strive to further its goals.
and will strive to further its goals.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Raise your right hand, please. I
I, James Rostek,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
of the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
and the Constitution of the State of Florida
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
that I will well and faithfully
I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
which I am about to enter,
of which I'm about to enter,
and that I further affirm
and that I further affirm
that I will serve the Barrier Islands Governmental Council
that I will faithfully serve the Barrier Islands Council
as treasurer
as treasurer
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
and will strive to further its goals.
and I will strive to further its goals.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Trying to get the American flag in there. No, you're good. No, stay right where you are.
Sorry, what? Oh, thanks. It's too late. I saw glasses. Oh, you're over mine. I know, exactly. Okay, I saw Representative Jocks walk in, and if and nobody minds, we could put Representative up first because I know he has an appointment with the governor in a little bit, so. Representative, if you're available and want to go early. And he will give us a legislative update.
All right, good morning, everyone, and thank you for your service to our community. It truly means a lot when ordinary citizens step up and serve, and so, and we can't do it without strong local governments. And so thank you so much for what you do for our county and ultimately our state. So I'm Representative Bernie Jacques. I represent House District 59, which is Mid-Pinellas County, portions of Seminole, all of Largo, a little bit of Pinellas Park, unincorporated Clearwater up to Bel Air Road. And with the old configuration of the district, this seat was held by now Senator DeSigley. We had some beaches, so there's no more beaches in the current district, but we go right up to the intercoastal, and our beaches are certainly intertwined with everything we do here in Pinellas County. When it comes to our economy, many of my constituents work on the beaches. They frequent the beaches for leisure and otherwise. And so I truly appreciate your leadership here on the coast. So we just wrapped up the legislative session not too long ago, last month, and it was a very successful one. For our office, we passed 7 bills relating to public safety, education, and economic development. And we brought back over $10 million to the area. And I'll point out one of the appropriations that we're able to shepherd through was $680,000 to Amplify Clearwater, the Chamber of Commerce and the regional Clearwater area, to start a lab or an entrepreneurship center that will be an incubator to help those who are small business owners, entrepreneurs, within the tourism field to be able to upskill, get certifications, be linked up with funding opportunities and so forth in order to continue this great engine that we have, which is tourism. You know, it's great for our county, but it's also our state's #1 industry. And so this will be the first of its kind in Florida, and it will serve the west central area of our state. And so a lot of entrepreneurs will be coming into there to be trained and be able to further their businesses. And one of the things that I hear often from constituents is the #1 issue in our state is cost of living, whether it's insurance costs, I mean, just general inflation, you name it. One of the best ways to combat cost of living increases is a good paying job. And so one of the things I'm very focused on when I'm in Tallahassee is to spur economic development. And this entrepreneurship center focused on the tourism industry, I think will help towards making businesses more successful and ultimately bring back high-paying jobs so people can keep up with the pace of inflation and the cost of living that we're experiencing. So that is it in a nutshell. I do have to go to another event. I'll open up for any questions.
Does anybody have any questions for the representative?
Yeah, I want to know how you bring back high-paying jobs.
Sure. So there's a lot of different ways. So one of the things is, again, I mean, you have a incubator that can help entrepreneurs sustain their businesses and to grow their businesses and certainly with demand, that can definitely lead to increase and pay. One of the things that we did the first session, so I failed to mention, I just got elected 2022, and the first session, so 2023, we brought back funding to create a aviation related economic development project over at the St. Pete Clearwater Airport. And so that will help with infrastructure costs and be able to attract businesses that are aviation and aeronautics related to come down to the state of Florida. And so when you try to bring high-paying jobs, it helps to have the infrastructure for these businesses to relocate. So that's one of the ways. One of the other ways this session as well, part of the $10 million I brought back was $1 million appropriation to St. Pete College that will create a manufacturing lab. And when you see what's happening, not just in our state, but nationwide, the decimation of the middle class, a lot of it was these manufacturing jobs that were offshored and communities were hollowed. Somebody used to be able to graduate high school and hit the ground running in a manufacturing job and provide for a family. Those days are long gone, but I'm trying to bring those days back. And where somebody can get a certification, not have to go through a 4-year traditional path, rack up all this debt, and go into a job where the pay is not even that much, keep up even with their student loans. And so City of Largo have seen quite a bit of manufacturers in that area. We want to expand upon that. So what this manufacturing lab will do is to upskill, provide certification opportunities in various fields. They'll be able to train in the most high-tech, latest technology. And one of the best ways when you're trying to attract manufacturers to come back, not only to our country, but to our state, is they're going to look to see if there's an educated workforce that can do the job that they're involved in. And so when we can have that piece and say, look, we're training these students and they're ready to hit the ground running in what you do, we can attract manufacturers to come into our area that will lead to high-paying jobs.
And then how does that conflict with Tallahassee dropping the minimum wage in Florida?
Dropping the minimum wage?
Yeah, didn't they drop it to $15?
It was increased. So the minimum wage has been increased here in our state. I mean, there was a whole referendum.
That's not what I read about. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything for Representative Jocks? Well, Bernie, I know you don't specifically represent the beaches, but you do vote in committees and you do vote on the floor. So thank you for coming out and listening to our concerns. And you and everybody else in the Pinellas County delegation always has an open invitation to come to our meeting the last Wednesday of every month. And we always have a great breakfast. So why not?
Thank you. Appreciate the invitation. And again, thank you for your service. All right, take care.
Thank you, sir. All right, next up will be our presentation from Mr. Cullen. Please come on up, sir. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Council. Thank you so much for having me out here today. So today I'm going to be talking about trash. My name is Colin. You can call me Trash Colin if you'd like. It's a little bit easier. But so I was born and raised here in Pinellas County. Grew up, I went to Osceola High School, played soccer, lived in Seminole for most of my life. And then when I moved to LA a little bit, I'm not going to lie, but I didn't like it, came back immediately almost. And when I got to the beach, which was 2021, I was on Reddington Shores at first. And at the time, I was working on St. Pete Beach, hearing how many people would come out to the beaches and tell me how much they love bringing their family here, how this is their favorite place in the world. And then I would watch those same people leave the beach, go back to Minnesota, Michigan, wherever, whatever state they're from, and leave all of their trash right there in the sand. And it never really made sense to me how you would treat your favorite place in the world like that. So I just started talking about it, and it has led me down to a journey I could have never imagined. I started posting my videos on TikTok, and I just challenged myself to see if I could pick up trash every single day. I went for 500 days straight, and now I'm at 2.2 million followers, which I think, there we go. And I like to tell my audience that this is not about me. It's not about how many followers I can get, how many views. It's not even about how much trash I can pick up. My account is to show why I started and to show my journey of why I care about these beaches, and then to hopefully give that starting point to somebody to take everything that I've learned myself and for my end point to be their starting point. So that's how I kind of look at it. This is my account on TikTok, 2.2 million followers, and like I said, they don't follow me just for me. They follow me to see our beautiful beaches, the sand that we have, the sunsets, the sunrises, which I would say our sunrises are absolutely slept on, quite literally. Nobody, when I'm out there, there's nobody, and arguably better than the sunsets. I know it's a hot take, but I'm standing by it. So what I like to do with my account is I like to encourage that everyday action. Just kind of how it started for me. I saw that there was a bunch of trash and I just wanted to pick it up. I knew that I wasn't gonna end the trash situation with a handful of trash every single day. But I wanted to show that that it is an everyday action that is possible, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but Visit St. Pete Clearwater and I partnered up in 2022 for the Unwind and Be Kind campaign, which was kind of diving into that idea of voluntourism and just being where you're at and enjoying while you're on vacation, also giving back a little bit. So this is what I think is really what I was not expecting any of this to happen. I picked up one piece of trash one day and I got to speak at Dartmouth to their students last week. I've spoken at Harvard to their youth summit, and then there's the Unwind and Be Kind campaign. And then this year I was also invited to the White House to speak about how this exact thing, how I've used social media to work with, alongside, and collaborate with my local communities and my local governments. And I know there was maybe a few of you that remember, but 2022 I also came to my first town hall meeting ever and kind of proposed the idea of the toy boxes, of how there was so much plastic beach toys just being left behind in the sand. And I was like, hey, what do we do about this, guys? And then we all kind of like came together, came up with the toy box idea, got one on Reddington Beach. And now I was at the Earth Day cleanup this week, and there's Madeira Beach toy boxes, there's St. Pete Beach toy boxes. And I think that's really awesome to see. Again, in the end, I didn't want my name to be on it. I don't want the credit for the toy boxes. Just going out to each new beach and seeing that there's a toy box out there was enough for me. And so that's the kind of thing I like to show, is when I'm going to these classes in these different states and showing our tiny little beach town and show all the cool work that we're doing, even throughout all of our beach communities. I think it's really fascinating. So just to really anchor that one down in there. So the video I made about the toy box the first time, it got 5.3 million views and 6,000 signatures to get this toy box. At the time, I think Reddington Shores had 12,000 residents and with an average age of 60. So it was like almost half of the residents had signed the petition to have this toy box. And I just remember the look on the faces of the council when I went there was, that many people care about this beach? And that was the first click for me, that we can really, really get some eyes on this beach in a way that is unique and hasn't really been done before. This is how I've done it so far. Just sandcastles, beach advice, tips. When people go out to the beach, they actually don't know that sandcastles and holes are bad for sea turtles. It takes that just connection of like, if a turtle falls into the hole, they can't get out of it. So that's basically what my account is about. I have a younger following. I would say about 7 to 14 years old is the majority of it. So I talk about the toys, the sandcastles, the stuff that you would have fun at the beach. But in making those videos, I've realized that a lot of this beach information has been lost amongst generations, to the point where I would get parents commenting, oh, I didn't know that either. So I like to really just kind of start with the basics, like pick up your trash, protect the sea turtles. We have a toy box, knock down your sandcastles afterwards. And that's always like a perfect gateway into like, oh, I love going to St. Pete beaches. I love being in Pinellas County. Here's some more information as to next time I'm on my vacation there. And that's kind of what happened. I don't want to take credit for this, but I do think it helped that we had one of our most successful sea turtle nesting seasons last year. And that's just because all of us are constantly talking about how to help these sea turtles. And then finally, this is the part where I really think is really interesting, is I've traveled to so many beaches the past 5 years, and I will say there is nothing like this community. There is no beach community that lives on the coast that everybody is on the same page, willing and working and coming up with new ideas as to how we can really further this mission. It's just keeping our beaches beautiful. And I've been to Alaska, I've been to Dominican Republic, Mexico, all over. And every time I come home, I get this sense of like pride, just of like what awesome stuff we're doing. And so there's some statistics about there. There has been studies that 50% of consumers would rather choose an option that is sustainably sourced or eco-friendly, and then they're willing to pay up to 12% more for that greener option. And so that's where I think we have a really interesting opportunity to kind of push the boundaries in what's been done before. So these are some of the partnerships I worked with. PBS, they created robots that go in the ocean and spy on animals, so they wanted me to show that. Peanuts Take Care, they have this really cool initiative that they're doing that makes it more interactive for kids to go outside. Fade Straws, that was our Gandy cleanup last year. We picked up, I think it was like 500 pounds of trash at that cleanup. That was the largest cleanup of 2023 in Pinellas County. And then DHL, they do sustainable shipping, so they flew me out to Chicago to show all that. And that's to say, I like to take the funding from all of these big brands and put it back into these beaches in the way that's like, is it a cleanup? Is it a showing off a new event? Is it getting people to come out to something that's already scheduled? So I think we have a really, really interesting opportunity to kind of play outside the boundaries of what's already been done. Essentially that, what I'm saying, we have a unique opportunity. Let's pave the way. And this is how I want to do it. I know Mayor Lisa is not here, but she is such a bright, shining star, and I'm about to show you why. Well, this is a video. Us, in theory. All right, so that was supposed to play. But essentially, the other day, I was out, and I got a call in the morning, and it was from Mike, who works on the beach with us, and Lisa. They were just doing the beach patrol, and they're like, dude, you got to see this. So it was somebody had a wedding and just left everything out on the beach. We're talking like shoes, the thank you gifts, the setup, the signs, everything. And so I went down there, we filmed it, and while I was down there, we were able to find out where to put all the shoes. We were going to donate them. We turned all of the leftover wood into a new toy box. So not only are we getting this stuff off the beach, but we're keeping it out of the landfill as well, and we're also finding new sustainable ways to, and we were just joking around. We were having fun, thinking like, what can we do with this stuff? And so I posted the video, and all of the comments were just like, shout out to Mayor Lisa. This is awesome to see this community happening like this. I didn't know that this was even possible, stuff like that. And I think we're really starting to break through that idea of we're not two different things. We're not the citizens and the council. We are all beach residents. And I think while really trying to lay that down, it will encourage more people to come out to these meetings and encourage more people to be creative in the way that they want to either share their message or get involved in the way that they think is fit. So yeah, I mean, super, super open to any ideas that you guys have. I know David and I had talked, Lisa and I have talked a little bit, and just coming up with different ideas that we can do. And so yeah, I'll put my trash calling is right there at the bottom. My name is spelled a little bit weird, but please reach out. I would love to come up with some different ideas, even if it's just a cleanup or if it's the whole zero waste plastic festival. Either anything would be cool, and I know my followers would love to see it. So I'll open it to any questions if you guys have any as well.
Does anybody have any questions for?
How can you ban plastic on the beach?
I think that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
I would love to know that,
I mean,
actually.
we just got to get it out of our society.
I agree. I think, yes, the prevention, I agree. That's something I love to talk about as well, is not just cleaning up the after party, is stopping it from ever getting there in the first place. And that's what was really cool about our Earth Day cleanup too, so I'm sure you guys are very aware of people coming in and be like, can we get turtle safe lights? And I'm sure that has been a hot topic for years now. And just through the collaboration and the network that we have had building the last 5 years, Caddy's switched over to their turtle safe lights at the Earth Day cleanup as an announcement festival. So it was like this cool celebration that we all got to see, that like we're making those turns and we're inching that away. And that's something that isn't just picking up trash. It's like that prevention aspect. So I think if more people just understood the difference between like anticipating the problem and then reacting to the problem, we could start banning some plastics a lot sooner.
Well, yeah, I picked up trash last Sunday on Indian Rocks Beach, and I'd say in my bucket, only thing that was in there was plastic.
Single
It was
use.
plastic candy wrappers, plastic caps, plastic,
Yeah.
everything was plastic.
That's another thing, is being really specific on the type of plastic, because there's some disabled communities that need certain types of plastic, but really the issue is those single uses, the straws, the forks,
Yep.
stuff that you use once, sometimes not even once, and then throw it away. I think that would be really awesome, and that's part of the thing that I was saying is paving the way is Caddy's being the first like major restaurant location to switch over to amber lighting is going to become a trend. Like I would say in the next 5 years, we'd see most of our beach locations have these turtle safe lights, because as the communities start to understand the importance, they start spending with that understanding. And so if we can get the idea of prevention across to the idea and really highlighting how that's important, and really getting these single uses out and switching and finding different alternatives, I would love to see that happen. And I know it could happen like that because people are ready.
We have trouble with people still bringing their dogs to the beach.
Yeah. That's
So
a hot
You
one.
know, I mean, we can put out all the information and educational pamphlets we can possibly publish, and people don't follow the rules.
Yeah, it's the rules too. I agree. It's the sign. I get that comment all the time is, well, you just need more signs. And if you need a sign to remind you not to litter, then that's the problem. Like we don't need signs. We need people to follow the rules. And it's not even so much as to like tell people what to do or not to do, but having them understand why that's a rule, why we can't have the dogs. It's not, I mean, St. Pete is what? Pinellas County is one of the most dog-friendly cities in the entire U.S., so we're not saying don't bring your dogs here. It's like, here's why we can't have your dog here. And I think it's a lot of that framing and the messaging that is resonating people. The first thing I realized while doing this is people want to feel a part of a team working towards something bigger than themselves as opposed to this is their issue and they need to fix themselves. So it really just comes down to messaging and framing certain ways to get that community aspect and get them not only involved, but like passionate. Sweet.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you,
I love
guys.
your energy is amazing, and I love the simplicity, and I agree with you. I think anything is possible. So just spreading the word and just going out there, picking up some trash. And we would love to participate in any kind of cleanup or any way that we can help or we can work together with you. Please, and you're always welcome to come to these meetings and all of our commission meetings. And you're also going to help us bring some youth to the Barrier Islands Government Council, right?
Yes,
All right.
that's my main goal. I
Yes.
really want to get some youth in here.
Yes, well, you're reaching a whole different audience and then in getting that word out. So
Cool.
thank you for what you do. Thank you for being
Thank you
here.
guys so much. Awesome.
All right. All right, next up are our discussion items, the coastal communication PSAs with Ballyhoo. Lisa asked me to place this on the agenda, and we talked a little bit about this last go-around. This is the boat that goes north and south along the beaches with the advertisements on it. It was her idea to see if we could get, well, they said they have some free advertising space for us for things like no dogs on the beach or pick up your trash. And she also wanted to use that to advertise for the Barrier Islands Government Council that we do exist, and we have meetings on the last Wednesday, so we can try and reach some more people. So she was looking for your thoughts on that. If anybody has any thoughts, or if they would want to go ahead with something like that, and then if so, what would you like to see on it?
The idea of no dogs on the beach and things like that's a great idea. To try to promote the Big C, I don't think that's a great idea. I think that we promote the Big C by all of us word of mouth through our communities. And obviously, we have a very small crowd here today because of the governor signing up in Reddington Shores. But if we get guys like this kid here, talking about these issues, we'll get a lot more people here. Talk about flood mitigation. Talk about the things that are affecting us big time.
Right.
Get those things out. Last night, there was 150 people in this room. Jim had a thing on, you did the thing on flood mitigation?
There was a couple residents from our town decided to just share their information on what helped them during some of these floods.
It's unbelievable.
They did it at our town hall, and we were busting out the seams, so we moved it here. same thing happened. So now they're going to be looking for a larger event space.
So there is our key right there, to use this forum to talk about some of the things that are affecting us out here, like flood mitigation. Somehow we need to work that in. I know that we're limited to an hour, so we need to figure out how we can, do 15, 20 minutes of flood mitigation at every one of these meetings. It was amazing.
Excellent idea. Yes, there's definitely a need for that. So you like the idea of using that signage for no dogs on the beach, pick up your trash, things like that?
Absolutely.
PSAs, those are very basic.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as promoting the government council?
I think we
To
promote
try to
that
get more
ourselves.
people here into the room,
Yeah.
And I think it can be used by the towns too for the events that they're doing for like the cleanup events that I think almost every single town have. Cleanup events a couple times a year.
Sure, you're specific to
Yeah.
that town.
Right.
Oh, excellent. Okay, well, great.
Bill, you have an excellent idea about maybe bringing in one person, 15 minutes, starting in January, Big C, boom, boom, boom. And then that way we're not inundating people with a lot of information. But with the meeting last night, I saw so many people walk in and walk right back out because there was no room to almost breathe in here. It was so tightly packed, which is a great thing. Maybe a second.
No, I think it's a great idea. And remember, that was only announced to the Reddingtons. It really wasn't anywhere else. So everybody has this issue. From St. Pete Beach to Clearwater Beach, we all got flooded. So, it's an issue that it'll get people in here.
Well, I will speak to those gentlemen who put that on, and when they first approached our town and asked if they could put on a little seminar, even they said, we don't even know if anybody's going to show up, so, and luckily it turned out to be the opposite. Well, now we can't find a venue big enough for them. So we'll move forward with that.
Yeah. It was great. They were there. They were not trying to sell you anything. They were showing you products that are out there that can help you mitigate the problems or minimize the issues. And they were excellent speakers. And with the video presentation, I give it a 10 out of 10, but we have to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm sure. All right. Well, we'll get them an encore performance. We'll get them back. John, you have anything? You're all good? Okay. Well, everybody all right. Then we've already had our representative, Bernie Jacques, speak today. So we'll move on to city events. Bill?
Everything's quiet North Reddington Beach.
Indian Shores?
We're having our.
I'm sorry, Indian Rocks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm
that's
going in order.
Diane at Indian Rocks.
Yes.
Yeah,
Indian
it's all
some-
quiet. It's all quiet on the rocks.
All right.
We did it last weekend.
Indian Shores is having their annual hurricane party on May 1st, featuring meteorologist Brian McClure. He comes every year, and we usually have a great turnout so people understand what they need to do in case of hurricanes and what they're thinking that the hurricane season will be. But it's a very interesting event. It's May 1st. We're also having, in conjunction with our presentation today, our Great American Cleanup on Saturday, May 25th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that's in conjunction with Keep Pinellas Beautiful organization, which we support and have cleanups multiple times during the year. And we're also having our traditional Memorial Day picnic on May 27th at our pavilion behind the Municipal Center. I think you'll all will probably get an invitation to it.
All right,
So,
sounds
there we
great.
go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Well, lots going on in St. Pete Beach, I can tell you that. So first of all, on the good side, we have the Army Corps of Engineers. We're going to do a partial beach renourishment. So basically taking sand out of the Grand Canal, which is causing a problem over there, moving it over between 4th and 9th Avenue. So we got a partial fix to that problem, but we obviously all still have a long way to go on beach renourishment. Last night, we had another marathon session, part 2, for a conditional use permit. So if you haven't heard already, the commission, we voted 3-2 in favor of the Trade Winds Resort redevelopment, which is a pretty big deal. And Trash Colin, you made some great comments about turtle stuff, and that was one of the big issues is turtle lighting. And I'm happy to say that the trade winds agreed to all the new construction will definitely be compliant with turtle trackers interaction. And then by the end of phase one, all the older buildings are going to get completely converted over to turtle-friendly lighting. So that was heard by all. On the 29th of May, we're having a boat ramp town hall. We only have 2 boat ramps in St. Pete Beach, and this does affect other folks because there's some people that want to close one of them, and I don't think that's going to fly very much in a beach community, but that would have an impact. So 29 May, boat ramp town hall. If anybody are nearby neighbors, you might be interested in that. Next month, we're proud to host the Big C meeting at St. Pete Beach, so there'll be a lot going on that day, and we look forward to hosting everybody. Lastly, we just hired a new city manager for the city of St. Pete Beach, a lady named Fran Robustelli, who I think is going to be a great asset for the city. And we were all just floored by her presentation, her credentials, and she'll be aboard on 8 July. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All quiet in Bel Air Beach.
All right. Reddington Beach is all quiet, just how we like it. Jim.
Madeira Beach, we're busy as usual, which is a good thing. We have our market out here that's going on Wednesday. Please feel free to stop by on your way out. There's plenty of nice accoutrements to purchase. King of the Beach we have coming up the 25th, 26th, and 27th. We have Final Friday on this 26th down in Johns Pass. May 4th, we have the Trash Pirates Monthly Beach Cleanup. And on the 4th, also, we have the Founders Day celebration at Rock Park.
Go ahead, John.
A couple of things happening down in Treasure Island. We are doing a city manager search. We had 61 applicants. Everybody wants to come to Florida. But we have now narrowed it down to 12. And we'll be continuing our search over the next 3 months. And we've had a lot of resident participation, which we're very proud of. People do want to see who we're going to put in charge of our city. And so that's all moving along very well. And the other thing that we have is our Rock the Clock. Rock the Block was the one that was on television. That one's over. Everybody probably has seen who won, but if I guess it's an alert of the announcement. But the last show did play, and it was the twin sisters who were the ones that won the competition for Rock the Block. But we're going to have a Rock Around the Clock event on May 11th, starting at 6 o'clock, going to 10 o'clock. It's right in the downtown area. We'll close it all down. And so we hope to see folks from not only Treasure Island, but all of Pinellas County at Rock the Clock. Thanks.
All right. I saw the Linda Cheney's aide came in late, so if you don't mind, we'd like to hear what they have to say to give us a legislative update. Because Linda is with Bernie, with the governor.
Yeah, so how are you guys? My name is JP Gutierrez. I'm actually Linda Cheney's campaign manager for this upcoming election. But I can give the legislative update really quick. Rep. Cheney was one of the most successful legislators this past session. She had co-sponsored and sponsored a total of 12 bills, which is the highest out of any of the representatives in the Florida House for this past session that went from January to March. And then the one that we're most proud of, and we're working with Colin on how we're going to implement it and show it off in the community. Governor DeSantis is going to sign it in a couple weeks. But we passed a bill where it makes it illegal, a fine and a penalty for you to intentionally release a balloon. So this is a bill that was it was brought up from Rep. Cheney. We worked on it in the process last session, and then we finally got it over the finish line in this session, and Governor DeSantis is expected to sign the bill in a couple weeks. Ultimately, it's going to protect our beaches, and surprisingly, it's going to protect the Central Florida and all the cattle industry within Florida. So really, it spares and it helps out a large majority of Florida, with balloons being eventually, when they fall, they become litter and then trash and it's ate by turtles, and it kills sea life, and it also hurts cows. You believe it or not, cattle will end up eating the balloons that fall on these farms, and then they die because of it. It's a real issue within Florida, and we're glad that we got it over the finish line. And Rep. Cheney will be back to talk more about that later at a further events. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'll be in the back before that. Thank you guys so much for letting me be here. Any questions for me?
Does anybody have any questions? No, I wanted to just point out that Linda Cheney, a very important subject for us, the vacation rental bill.
Yeah.
So I wanted to thank Linda Cheney. I don't know if anybody's aware of, Linda Cheney voted against the vacation rental bill. So I wanted to say thank you for that.
That's one of the biggest things when I go door knocking and we're trying to meet constituents and get to know one another. But the biggest thing for me and going forward is seeing how we need to keep this beach area very much a beach area and a neighborhood. We don't need it to blow up or do anything crazy like some of these other places around the coast of Florida. So we really appreciate that, and that's what we're trying to implement in Tallahassee. So.
Excellent. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. All right. Right, then with that, we are adjourned, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for being here.